So I did something the other day that I probably shouldn't have done, but I kind of really wanted to know if they're good or not. So I ended up getting a Chinese Gibson. They call these Chibsons. I've always wanted like a Gibson 335, never been able to afford one or at least justify affording one. This came in the mail and actually it had a sticker over the Gibson symbol, so I had to peel that off. I don't know if they can't ship them with, or sell them with the headstock actually saying Gibson. I don't know. First thing right off the bat, the body's actually pretty well made. There's not like play in the knobs, which I was surprised with. But I'm gonna be honest, the neck itself feels a little cheap. Not that it's gonna break or anything, but when you're playing it, you can tell this is a cheaper neck as opposed to, say, a Gibson or probably even an Epiphone. I don't know if you can see this. This pickup right here is actually slanted down. So, I guess that has to be fixed. I've tested these, and obviously the inductance is way too low for a humbucker. So if you're going to keep this, you probably want better pickups, because this is not going to sound like a humbucker actually should sound. As far as playing wise, it's not ultra terrible. So if I've got it on the bridge pickup, we've actually got two tone knobs down here, one for each of the pickups, and we've got two volume knobs. So like if I'm in the bridge position, this volume knob actually does nothing. That's for this one. This volume knob actually works really well. The problem is when you start using this neck pickup, this volume pot goes from nothing to full blast, and there's no actual dynamics in this. It's either on or it's off. This volume pot is a piece of shit. As far as playing wise though, it's not it's not actually that bad of a playing guitar. So it doesn't actually sound all that bad, but again, that was on half. And if you crank it up, to 10, it's still the same volume as it was at, 0.5. So, you're gonna have to change the pickups. You're probably gonna have to change the pots. You can pick this up like on eBay or something, 200, 250 bucks, something like that. Even get it shipped to you. Gets shipped here in the US, which I was a little surprised, because online I heard that they were only shipping from China and it took a while to get here. This one actually showed up in like 3 days. You're probably gonna have to replace all the electronics in here. Honest opinion, you're probably better off just going and buying an Epiphone, biting the bullet, and getting the Gibson. If I end up keeping this, I'm going to replace both the pots. I'm going to replace all the electronics in there. There was one thing that really bothered me about this guitar. Is that if you turn it over on the back, all the binding, everything looks good except for this. I hate this. That we go from this beautiful red color, and then we just, there's no fading into this color of a neck. It's just real abrupt that we go to this brown neck. I don't own a Gibson. I've played a few. I don't remember Gibsons looking like this. On the front, like I said, it doesn't actually look that bad. Actually looks pretty nice. But that paint fade in, or lack of paint fade in, that color change there on the back, that bothers me a lot. All in all though, for a $200 guitar, you're going to get a $200 guitar. It's actually not that bad. Probably doesn't look bad as a wall hanger. you know, do you think it's better to spend $250 on this guitar, or is it better to spend, say, $3,000 and get a real Gibson? I mean, I can buy 10 of these before I even buy a Gibson. And you can actually take and replace everything on here, you know, for much cheaper than you can buy a Gibson. That being said, it's not going to be super playable right off the neck. There is one more thing that really bothers me about this guitar. I don't know if you can hear that, but just moving the strings on this fretboard makes a terrible scratching noise. It's not smooth like, you know, a more expensive neck would be. You're going to get that kind of wood scraping sound when you're, you know, say, bending these strings. Not necessarily a bad thing. It's just, once again, the little things that you can feel that are different between, you know, the fake and, you know, the real one. So, you know, let me know what you think about this in the comments. If I end up keeping it, like I said, I'm going to replace, you know, all the electronics, everything inside. If I don't, I may raffle it off and give it away to one of you guys. So let me know what you want in the comments. Thank you for joining in. And as always, if you need something, reach out to me. I'll be glad to help you.